talk about how exactly this curriculum design is getting impacted by these two things there. One, our new education policy, and another is Industry 4.0. So this is what my things are. Okay, we have got a new education policy and Industry 4.0. Then I will talk about how exactly this has evolved. Okay, some real-time example if I could find time. Then what sort of challenges are there for curriculum design and what sort of curriculum requirements are there as far as the Industry 4.0 is concerned. Uh, Now, what new education policy 2020, they propose a major structural changes in our education system. Now, what they want is, okay, it has to be a skill based and people have to become a digital savvy. Now, if I look at my earlier curricula, mechanical engineering, they will learn only mechanical engineering, be some subject of math, some subject of other things there. But what is required by our new education policies, you have to make them a skill-based courses. Let's say you're in a diploma. After 1 year, he would like to go. We must give him some skill so that he can find a dignified role in there. Maybe those of you who are following the budget, there the government is saying they are creating quite a number of internships there, which will be skill based, so that based on that they can think about making a impact and getting their job, not jobs, employment there. And another thing which is to be there is on creativity and critical thinking. Because let's say our present systems we usually follow is teacher goes to the class, talks to those students 60 minutes, come back. After that, he gives them some assignment, which is sometimes it is again a theoretical assignments there. Then he goes to the midterm, and then he goes to the final term. But what we have to think about is, okay, is it we are giving them in my assignment, in my teaching, is it I'm giving some creativity to the students or critical thinking to the students so that they are able to take better decisions there. So that's why our new education policy, which says is it has to be vocational studies and there has to be some digital online learning, because obviously if I look at the number of people whom we want to train or whom want to teach is enormous. We don't have got an infrastructure for that. Can I think about online learning from those people? So that I create a digital infrastructure and digital content there. So that means curriculum as such will get a paradigm change the moment I say I have to give him a digital content there. So then another is a multidisciplinary approach. Okay, what we would like to do is, okay, electrical engineering, not that the other time he studies only electrical engineering. Let him learn finance, let him learn economics, let him learn psychology, let him learn maths, physics, chemistry, and his own branch. So that means what he needs is he needs a requirement of a need-based courses. We would like to, and then based on that, student can think of his interest. If electrical engineering students find a lot of interest in some finance course, he would like to go for the finance only. Can I think about that sort of a need-based courses in this curricula there? So that's why we say, since our education system is making this sort of a critical changes, so we have to think about how exactly I can make him a experiment learning over there. So this is what we say is a framework for a curriculum. New education policies, national education policies is you reduce in curriculum. Okay, what we want is we have to reduce the curriculum in all subject for the core essentials. Let's say in case mechanical engineering has got 20 odd courses, which they say is a core course. Is it necessary I have to teach him all the 20? Because if I make him to learn all the 20 courses, obviously I'm not giving him any choice. and interest doesn't come into the picture. That's why we say core should be very essential. It has to be reduced, and there has to be focus on the critical thinking, discovery, discussion, and analysis based teaching. Can I go into the class and start discussing about something? So this is what we say is a holistic learning. And then interactive classes. This is another thing which are, for which our curriculum has to be ready. Okay, how exactly I can think about education where we have got a interactive classes over there. There has to be interactive teaching there. Then there has to be experimental learning. Time has gone where we used to define 10 practicals and student will do perform those 10 practicals and it will continue for years together. So that's what we want is we want fun, creativity, collaborative, exploratory activities in that. Let's say there are 5 students who joins together, makes something which gives them the creativity there. So this is what we have to think about. Because this is what is happening at a school level also, as well as the higher education level also. Go for reduction in the curriculum. Maybe earlier time it was in IITs, they try to reduce the curriculum so that student gets the time. Now the same is being percolated in the other diploma, IIT, ITI or degrees there, where we have to think about, as far as the new education policy is concerned, how exactly I can reduce the content over there. Maybe if you look at school education, there has to be focus upon the vocational education. Maybe some student, they can go for carpentry, electrical work, metal work, which we say, yeah, why should I learn? Why should I spoil my hands? But what is required is, these are some of the skills which are required. Gardening, pottery, all these things during this particular grade 6 to 7. So what we want is, in a schools, what they are looking for is vocational education, where from a 10 days bagless period, where what they will do in a week bagless period is they do something like carpentry, gardening, potter, artistics. Can I think about the same thing in our diploma, in our ITI or in our degree courses? Let's say there is a 10 days bagless period there. Let the student go to the lab, perform the experiment. They let them go in the workshop. Let them do whatever they feel like. Let them pursue their interest. Then there is a lot of emphasis upon the internships. Because if you, those of you who has followed the budget this time, there is a lot of emphasis upon the internships. They say top industries, they will have to pitch in to offer internship to the students. Maybe 4 months, 6 months, that there is a detailing there. But this is what is trying to do in this particular case there. So what our curriculum has to be, it has to be balanced education, which is socially meaningful and aspirational. That means the curriculum which I make have to have curricular activity, extracurricular activities between vocational and the academic streams there. That way, earlier time we used to say vocational courses are different from academic streams, but now that concept has gone. Now, how exactly my curriculum, which I'm trying to make, which has to be NEP to 2020 compliant, how can I club these vocational and academic streams together? So that means what vocational things we want like to do is we would like to build some competencies there. So that means whatever the choice student wanted to make, they have to think about these are the competencies which will exist there. So what we want is inclusive, interpreter, interdisciplinary, and outcome-based education. Because earlier time we were just putting emphasis upon the outcome-based education. So everyone started with the COPO and other things there. But now what they want is inclusive education, interoperable there, interdisciplinary, because major emphasis is on the interdisciplinary education. So is my curriculum ready for that? You try to analyze your curricula. Is your curriculum ready for this sort of a things there? Maybe I will give you 2 minutes. Either you type or you can speak out whether the curriculum which you're following, are they following this interdisciplinary and outcome-based education and interoperable education there? Just for 2 minutes, you can unmute and some of you can tell me, or they can type out. Okay, what is the curriculum they're following? Is it outcome based and interdisciplinary there? Harjeet says the curriculum which they are following is as only outcome based. So that means your curriculum has to revise. Ashutosh, you would like to say something?
Yes, sir. I was also saying the same. I mean, the curriculum is obviously outcome based, but as far as multidisciplinary is concerned, that is still lacking.
Right. So this is what are the requirement which is there for the curriculum. Now Sarita says, yes, we have outcome based curriculum and include two MOOCs courses included in this. Maybe there is some part of digital learning they are trying to inculcate there. What else? Gurpinder says outcome based curriculum where there is some inclusivity to ICT based learning also. But major component which we see the multidisciplinary is altogether missing, where we have to work on how exactly I can think of making my curriculum as a multidisciplinary there. Maybe I'll continue from there only. Yes, every Hindu also says we have got outcome based curriculum. But what we are looking for is a multidisciplinary where somebody can exit a system at any time they will feel like. So that's what we have to think about. Okay, interdisciplinary outcome-based education over there. So what we are trying to work it is 21st century capacity building. What we say is we have to think about how exactly a 21st century capacity can be built up in this sort of environment there. Then obviously teacher has to be trained for this sort of aspect there. So this is what job market orientation with multi-entry, multi-exit option, which you have to think about. In a curriculum itself, you have to think about multi-entry and a multi-exit options. Okay, after 3 years or 4 years, in case I would like to leave, can I leave the program there? Because these days, there's a lot of emphasis upon this. Okay, in a diploma, if I leave after 1 year, I should get a certificate course along with some skill-based courses there. Let's say how people are doing this is they're trying to build up a content where there is a 8 to 12 weeks of skill-based courses in case you would like to exit after 1 year, so that you leave a program but you would like to be employable there in the some other places, or you would like to start your own. So you should have got that skill that I can do this particular part there. So this is what we say multiple entry, multiple exit option with the certification there. Maybe this is international standard which are there. And we have to think about how can I make an entrepreneur, not a job seekers there. So this is a holistic multidisciplinary education which we talk about. Okay, undergraduate degree will be 3 or 4 years and with a multiple exit option. Maybe my curriculum should be also ready for this. And for a 4-year degree, they can say, sir, with the research, student can obtain diploma after 1 year, advanced diploma after 2 years, or a bachelor degree after 3 years, and honors degree after 4 years maybe. Then master program, first year is the teaching, and second year is entirely to the research there. So maybe we have to go for all these things, maybe open learning, distance learning, online programs. So all this is there because what we aim at is gross enrollment ratio has to be 50% as far as the learners are concerned. So this is all about new education policy. What are the challenges which are there as far as curriculum is concerned vis-a-vis industry 4.0? No, sorry, a new education policy. Then we got industry 4.0, because this is another revolution which has happened. Okay, industry 4.0 is a concept related to fourth industrial revolution there. So basically what we are talking about is hyperphysical systems. So what we want is, okay, if you look at your cars 20 years down the line, what sort of cars you are driving, car you are having? It is totally a mechanical thing. There will be steering, there will be 4 tires, gear system will be there, and a steering will be there, something like this, crude. But now with time, this has changed. If you look at your car, present day cars, there is a lot of electronics which is there. And I say my car is connected. So this is the technology, this is the industry which we are talking about. And for that, we need some manpower there. Now, can I think about mechanical engineering without learning about how exactly this control has to be there? How exactly I can think about a connected car? That means for this sort of a thing, you have to have something like computer science in between, some mechanical, some electrical, some other IT based technologies. So how exactly this is happening? Let's say Internet of Things is one of the example. Okay, what we have got is we have got sensors there in our cars. I hope most of you are using the cars which are there with the sensors. What my sensor is doing? It is collecting data. Now, earlier time, once this revolution started, my car data will remain there within car only. Now, what now presently what we got is we got a connected car where my car data goes to the cloud and it gets stored over there. Then there is some analysis there. I hope some of you might have seen some of this analysis, like how many kilometers I had driven in one day, what was my speed. I hope mechanical engineers people they can tell us something like this. Okay, how exactly this car is there?
Sir, can you please come again with the question?
What my question was, okay, if we look at the 20 years old car, that used to be having only mechanical part, but now it is based on the controls there. Maybe you got some sensor there. What sort of information we are getting from the car these days? This was my question.
Basically, I believe, although I'm not a mechanical guy, I'm a management guy.
Okay,
I would be just
then
uh,
you go to your multidisciplinary guy,
yes.
Ashutosh. Yes,
So I believe these systems are installed in such a manner that the car is sensing everything now. I mean, apart from the say, if it is a cold weather, it is sensing the temperature, right? So if it is at a distance and you are locking the car, so it is sensing as to how much approximate distance is. So there are a lot of things. If you talk about the braking system, then definitely it senses the speed at which it has to say slow down. So this is, I believe, my presumption, which is going on now.
thanks, Ashutosh. I think this is what we say the control. There are sensors there. The moment your car crosses 90s, which is the limit there, it gives you warning. Maybe mechanical people they have not come out with this sort of system. Okay, the moment I reach to 90 speed, it should allow me to increase the speed. That sort of controls are not there. But yes, it tells you okay, your control going beyond 90 speed. And another, let's say, in case you would like to see your driver's behavior, how good or bad the driver is. I can, with my sensors, I can note down how many times he has gone left, how many times he's gone right, how many times he applied brake, what sort of speed he was braking. So all these are the ones where we can do some data analytics and find out whether he was a good driver or not. Maybe there are countries where your insurance is based upon the your behavioral as far as the driving is concerned. In case you are a very poor driver, your insurance will be high because your risk factor is very high. So this is a managerial thing. How exactly my insurance people has to think about the insurance there. So all this, if you look at all this has become a part of my car only. Now people say the car, if you look at the car, it is a very few components are there which we say is a mechanical part, rest is electronics part or computer parts there. So this is what the technology which we got. We got Internet of Things and industrial Internet of Things there and AI there. So everywhere we try to fit in AI. So that means some decision making or consolidation information it gives you afterwards. That means the moment I complete the things, I get to know okay, this is the amount of driving which I done in a month. Okay, on first day you drove this, second day you drove this, third day you drove this at this particular speed. So that is the consolidated information you get. And another is, let's say, where exactly your car is going. It controls with the GPS, and it can keep on telling you, okay, this is the place where your car is. Obviously, your kids don't enjoy that. They say it is affecting their independence. But yes, at a emergency, I know where exactly is my car, so that I can go there. So this is what we say. We have to think about our course outlines like this. Okay, Industry 4.0, quality management, and quality 4.0. Okay, Industry 4.0, what is Industry 4.0? It's industrial revolution, as we say. Impact which the industry has got, and its quality. What is the quality 4.0? How smart factory reduces cost of quality. Let's say these days we talk about the smart factories there. Your supply chain has to be managed in such a way the cost of a quality, cost of your inventory reduces. I know I'll require 10 parts per day. I can order for 12. And my supply chain is such, every day it gives me 12. So that means your supply chain will be such that okay, there is no issue, no inventory which I have to manage. I will be saving the space there. That means the moment I do this, your smart factory is there, cost of quality will reduce. Because otherwise, for maintaining the quality, I have to keep inventory for a month or 15 days. Whereas these days we don't keep. I say how much minimal inventory I can keep. This is what we say is the quality management. And how your cost of quality is reducing there. So this is a brief about how exactly we have evolved. Industry 1.0, only mechanical facility production was there. In late 80s, maybe you used to have steam powered machines, and that used to be the industry culture there. Then in 20th century, industry throughput began. It started in 20th century, and what we did was, instead of a manual machine, we start using the electrical energy. Why electrical energy? Because that will automate the machine itself. So that means my whole focus was, can I think about automating my machine? I switch on the machine, electrical power comes over there, and it works over there. And the first assembly line was built during that era. And this is how your mass production system came into the picture. Let's say there are 20 odd machines lined after the other. One is doing cutting, other is doing something different, other is doing something different. Ultimately, my 10th machine will make this part there. All are automated. You have to think about how much time each one will take. This is what we say is the industry 2.0. They are not connected machines. One machine can't communicate with the second machine there. And the industry 3.0, industry 2.0 was electrical ones, whereas industry 3.0 was centralizable electronic industry. And it was there in the last few decades of the 20th century. And we started with automation of machines, and we started working on embedded systems. Okay, there was an advanced software system which has to be put up there in that particular industry there. So it more or less became electronics and the INT industry there. There was automation there, where electronics parts were there, putting it into the mechanical industry there. And industry 4.0 concept came when internet came over there, because the concept of a connectivity came at that particular time only. Because earlier time we used to say network. In case of an industry having 20 machines, I can connect them so that I can just see okay, which machine is to go to the next machine over there. Whereas now industry 4.0 is there, concept is entirely changed. I need internet, I need telecommunication, and all the system has to be connected, and they have to exchange the information. So this is what we have gone to the industry 4.0. This is where we were. Okay, industry 4.0 came with a concept. Now, if I look at this, Now, earlier time, my curriculum was based upon industry 1.0, then 2.0, 3.0. Now, that's a big challenge now, industry 4.0. Whereas I have to introduce all these technologies there. I have to think about how internet and telecommunication transfer the way and exchange the information. And this technology merge the boundaries of the physical and the virtual world further to manufacture induction of new technology into the industry there. So this is what has to be introduced into the curriculum there. Maybe this is what we say is the first industrial revolution, because basically it was a revolution only. Second industrial revolution was the industrialization. Third was electronic automation, and fourth is the smart automation. Now these days we talk about the smart automation. If I look at all industries, they are talking about the smart automation. Whereas if I look at my curricula, does it meet the need of that? So this is a big question which is there. So this is what a Germany trade people say. Industry 4.2 connects embedded system production technologies and smart production processes to wait for the new in technology age, which will radically transform industry and the production value chains and the business models. So this is what we emphasize. Now, are we ready for the, as far as my curriculum is concerned, are our curriculum ready for this? No, maybe I like to take a one or two views there. You can unmute yourself. Tell me whether your curriculum which you're teaching, are they ready for this? Maybe management guy can tell us.
No,
Yes.
sir. I don't think the curricula is ready for these changes because the changes in the technology have been very rampant, and second, if we talk about the say revising or revamping the curricula, that is a very cumbersome process, and more or less, everything is not in the hands of faculties. To be very honest, on a practical ground, because you have to look into the board of studies and at times, and especially the colleges which are affiliated to the universities, they themselves are restricted to it. They have nothing to say into it because everything they have to follow just what is being given by the university. So, indeed, there's a lot of things which have to be done, especially in terms of the NEP also, which has come, and especially in terms of uh, the, the changes which have come as to how the student can just exit the course, considering the fact that he has earned the credits which are desirable. So, I believe there's lot to be done.
Yes, thanks. I'll fully agree with you. There's a lot of things to be done because I can't think of a curriculum which is made by one institute for 500 institutes and they're following it. Because obviously, you're very right in saying changes will be very difficult. Because that's why new education policy says think of autonomous college where they make their curriculum, they teach, and they award. Some of them can award the degree, some of them can go to the university to award the degree. So this is the basic concept which is there. Now, you're very right in saying I don't have got a resources for this. Now, idea is can I collaborate the resources? Can I allow my student to go to some other institute on some credits for that because there was some course which was there of his interest or he would like to spend one semester there. We should. This is what my curriculum has to think about. Can I allow my student to go somewhere else for credits? Can I allow my student to have credits from the online courses? So this is what we say ABC, Academic Bank of Credits. Because these days we talk a lot about this ABC, Academic Bank of Credits. The time is coming. Maybe if you look at next 5 years, our ABC concept will be in demand. Everyone, let's say in case I have to earn a degree, I need 160 credit. Let me earn those credit from anywhere I feel like of my interest. I should define only core. Okay, yeah, this is 5 courses which are there, which is a core for you. Rest of the things you go by your own interest. If I would like to do a few more courses in mathematics, few more courses in physics, because that is my interest, can I do that? So this is what the new concept is coming up very fast, where you have to think about all these things. So this is the change which is happening. From physical, we are moving to the digital world there. And what we try to do is we would like to make the machine talk to each other, share the information, and that allows advanced analytics and visualization of the real-time data for the multiple sources there. this is what has to be done. So this is what we say, physical to digital to physical PDP loop, which is there. So what we are trying to do is we would like to shift from data and intelligence will fundamental there. And this is the way we conduct the business, because these days, if I have to open an industry, I like to look for the data. I look for the demand, because in case demand is there, only then I'll open that particular setup there. Same is true for the academics also. In case there is a demand for something, only then I'll open, otherwise I'll not open there. So this is what we say, physical to the digital to physical loop, which is there. So this is what a 9 pillars of technology advancement industry 4.0, which has to be inculcated into our curriculums there. Advanced robotics, adaptive manufacturing, augmented reality, simulation, horizontal integration, industrial internet, cloud, cybersecurity, big data analytics. So it's not that we need this particular thing for only my industry only. I need it for all the courses there. It will depend upon what sort of a course you got and where exactly you would like to put all these things. But this has to be there. Now, again, I'll ask you a question. In your curriculum, a, out of this technology advancements, what are the advancement you have got in your curricula there? Because only then you will feel that there is a demand for this. Maybe some of you unmute and tell me the curriculum which you are imparting, out of this, what are the technology which are there? Yes, Ashutosh.
Sir, I'll say that not exactly embedded in the curriculum, but
Hmm.
yes, I do talk about, say, the advanced technologies which are there. For example, when we talk about simulation or when we talk about the application of artificial intelligence into human resource management.
Hmm.
So basically, I'm an HR guy. So we talk about as to how artificial intelligence is changing the talent acquisition, how the applicant tracking system is happening now, and if we talk about training and development, how augmented reality is taking care of things. So I the examples are given, but as such, not embedded in the curriculum. This is something what
Yeah.
I have to say.
Thanks, Ashutosh. I think this is what the issue is. If you look at the industry, they're looking for these technologies. Whereas if I look at the manpower which I'm producing, there, as you rightly say, there none of these technologies available. Maybe in case one, two, four technology available, it's good they can do.
So my opinion is a little bit different over here.
Okay.
So I personally feel a standard program must have a different from a certificate program. So
Okay.
when we talk about a particular specialized course, then somehow it is very difficult to integrate in a standard program. For example, we take an MTech. Yes, if someone is expected to do a specialized course, then there are n number of specialized courses are available at present, and which
Hmm.
is very difficult to accommodate all these things in a conventional or standard program. What I mean. So in that case, after getting a fundamental degree, then we can go for a skill-based course. What earlier you said in on during NEP implementation, we need to have a line between these two, program and skill-based course. Because if we do expect that all the skill-based courses can be integrated into a program and we can offer honors courses, it is somehow very difficult. For
Hmm.
example, I'll not hesitate to take all these things. After all, the computer science is a branch. But tomorrow, cloud computing is coming. We say, okay, CSU with cloud computing. Day after tomorrow, something else will come and we'll start a program of CSU with that program. We need to understand a particular specialized course along with a program. This is my understanding. I might be wrong in that way.
Professor Mahapatra, that used to be our conventional thinking, where we wanted to have a course where, let's say, mechanical engineering course will study only mechanical engineering. What exactly is happening now is Okay, we have to give new education policy says we have to give enough flexibility to the student. Let's say what we talk about is you can't teach all the core to everyone. Maybe he's not interested. That's why these issues do emerge. Okay, in case I teach all the core to everyone, he may not be having interest in that. So what we have to think of is we have to think about the bare minimum core which can be there for a particular branch, and then electives are there, and then open electives are there. Now what we have to think about, we have to reduce the core and put a more option there where, let's say, elective, he can opt for some of the core courses there also. So this sort of flexibility is required. Let's say you're very right in saying, okay, you may not be able to offer all the courses. You're very right. But can I give him the flexibility? He can have the courses from somewhere else and give him credit for in his degree there. So this is what my new education policy says, and this is what industry also feels. Okay, give them some flexibility so they become a critical thinker. They think of, yeah, this is what I would like to do.
Again, I would like to say, sir,
Sure, sir.
few of my colleagues are taking the things in such a way, as you said, let us take an example of mechanical engineering.
Hmm.
If we start doing Google search in India, mechanical engineering with Industry 4.0,
Hmm.
courses are available at present in India.
Right.
And Industry 4.0, if someone is offering, and by teaching 4 to 5 courses, altogether 18 to 20 to 22 credits, I personally not agree that the particular student will be expert or have some knowledge on Industry 4.0.
Yeah.
So a person is expected to work in Industry 4.0, as you said, autonomous vehicle, or
Hmm.
you see that is intelligent transportation, is really a different thing. So by offering courses, technology has so rich nowadays, any person can get information, knowledge at any stage of life. So if that is so, then what is the need? So I personally believe if we need to provide certain expertise or knowledge in a particular field, then we need to have infrastructure. When I say infrastructure, so it is basically experimental or research based infrastructure. And if we start implementing all those things, then the cost of the program will be very huge. So somehow it will be challenging in country like India to invest so much of things, because in advanced countries the population and the number of students are very very less. But in countries like India, lakhs of students are getting the engineering degree, particularly if I talk about. So somehow I feel a difficult thing.
No, I'll tell you, Professor Mahapatra, you are very right in saying there are challenges there. Now, that's what our concept of a ABC, Academic Bank of Credit, is there. I know in my institute can't create this sort of facilities for a particular course. There are two options. One, I don't allow him to do that course in a particular program there, or I allow him to go to surrounding neighboring institute and do that course there. Let's say there is an institute B where that facilities are existing. Let him earn the credit here, and these credits can be used for that. You are very right in saying, Professor Mahapatra, that this is a lot of challenges which are there. That's why universities are not able to attempt it. But time has come where universities have to come out of this and come out with this sort of option there. This is what new education policy says. This is what industry 4.0 says.
With two more lines, I would like to conclude.
Sure.
Academic bank of credit is a very good thing.
Hmm.
But that also need, even today we are not able to provide the government job basically to the student those who are graduating. and majority of the maybe more than 95% of the jobs are in private sector, and I don't feel that the private sector will consider this ABC. They all require the skill. If the private sector consider that so and so institute as a very good laboratory, I believe the person who has completed their graduation or post graduation from this institute must be capable enough. So additional credit if someone possess, private sector will not entertain unless demonstrate the skills.
Yes, that's what our challenge, education challenge is there, curriculum challenge is there. How exactly I can think of content which is matching with some of the industry there. This is what we try to do once we design this sort of a curriculum there. Because you're very intense saying, in case of autonomous institute, this is possible. In case of some institute which is standalone institute, this is possible. But I would not say, okay, in case there are 500 institutes affiliated to universities, this may not be possible there. So these are some of the things which are there, which has to be taken care of there,
Yes, 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 yes.
right? Maybe Ashutosh, would you like to say something because you raise your hand?
Yes, sir. I just wanted to mention one point. I mean, there's a challenge which comes in as far as the industry, say, collaboration is concerned. Because most of the time, as an academic institution, we are not welcomed by the corporates. Normally, like if you talk about the integration of technology, and if you have to bring in experts also, so there's a lot of reluctance. One, in coming to the institutes and imparting say something, and second, if I say accepting the students also for for giving them space so that they can learn something. Now how do we actually bridge this gap? How do we close this in? Because on a personal front I have connects, if I talk about the corporates, right, they're big corporates I've been connected to, but then when it comes to say taking help for the students, nobody say gives a lending hand.
Yes, yeah, I would say, in fact, government is also aware of this problem because if you look at the budget which has been presented today, they say there will be this many number of internship which has to be offered by the good industry there. Maybe let's hope this thing emerges there. Some of the people they get this sort of internship there. They say they fix up some 5,000 scholarship also for that. Maybe let's hope something will emerge out of this. You're very right in saying industry they are not coming forward because this is another challenge which is because these are some of the challenges which are there. So this is what we say are the 9 pillars of technology. Maybe today we may not be able to adopt them, but time will come once everyone will have to adopt this sort of technologies there for their curriculum there. Maybe smart factories are not going to this. So that's what we say, sir. I think this is what we were doing. Class discussion. Why does Industry 4.0 matter in this particular era there? Then another thing which is emerging very fast, which our curriculum has to adopt coding at a young age. Now, these days, people are being made to code at the school level also. Earlier, we used to say 11th and 12th. Now it is going to the 6th and 7th there. Okay, introducing coding at the very young age there. Maybe earlier time it used to be very highly technical thing which was there. People would not learn it. But now these days with Python and other things, libraries are available. One can do a lot of things, non-programming things there. So this is a new type of literacy which has to be there. Because how exactly smartphone has to be linked, how to link devices, how to manage the multiple platform there. So all this student has to know this. This is what is another thing which will have impact upon our curricula there. We say this the student has to learn science, technology, engineering, and mathematics during the early childhood. Now we say we have to make them computational thinking. So this is what is required now. Maybe computational thinking gives the mechanism to solve the problem. Let's say I give them the program to write in a particular language, then they think of the logic. That making the logic help them in working out in this sort of a environment through which they can solve some of the problems there. We say the algorithmic thinking. So all these are nothing but which has to be inculcated into the student at a very earlier age. Now, what are the? I already talked about the Industry 4.0 tools in higher education which we require. These are some of the tools which we require. AI, machine learning, automation, robotic, big data, IoT, augmented reality, virtual reality, and creative. This is, in case I can have some of this, I don't say every program should have everything of this type. Maybe part of this can be there. At least they are aware of this thing, so that once they go to industry, they are not ones who says, I don't know AI, I don't know machine learning. At least there is some component which has to be told to those people. Maybe with this I stop.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Sarita.
Sir, I want to ask you that every, like, we have diploma in many branches, mechanical, you were saying, like electrical. Every branch student, how they come to all these topics which are included only in the computer diploma of computer engineering.
That's where, Sarita, you have to. This is a challenge for our curriculum itself. How exactly to inculcate all these things? I don't say whatever is being taught to computer science people have to be taught to mechanical engineering. Can I think of some application for that? Maybe in machine learning, I give him a tool. Okay, you use it.
We can use simulation, like
Yeah,
some things we can introduce.
you're right. So this is where, as an academician, our role comes. What are the things which we have to introduce over there? Because these days there are a lot of emphasis upon training faculty upon these areas only. Because only then they will be able to see okay, how visualize how exactly this particular tool can be used in this particular environment. There.
It
Where I
seems like
it's a challenge.
every
Yes.
like it seems every student should know these some of the knowledge of these technologies.
Yes, this is what a industry 4.0 emphasize. This is what our curriculum has to be. Maybe not today, maybe 4 year down the line, 5 year down the line, all curriculum will be pitched according to. Because if you look at autonomous institutes, they are having most of the things there. Maybe in case some of you are from the autonomous institute, they can share. Okay, most of the things are there in this.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Because, madam, without this now, because the most majority of jobs are in your IT sector, somehow I am civil engineer, but somehow I will have to use this computers. AI is in civil engineering is there, machine learning in civil engineering. So like that, everything you will have to see that how that latest that recent latest technology we can learn in our own curriculum. That is the
Yes,
challenge. That is what Professor Sanjeev Sofat is saying.
yes, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Common problems what I will feel.
Yes, yes, sir.
I'm trying to understand 15 or 20 years down the line.
Hmm.
Assuming today we have chat GPT
Hmm.
and a person is not at all required to get a formal engineering degree, particularly computer science. I asked personally, it is my experience,
Sure.
asked to do certain programs to chat GPT using different languages, using Java, using Python, using MATLAB. So I asked, and the ChatGPT correctly given because I know that it is correct. So if that is the case, then tomorrow we need two different type of task force
Hmm.
because it is the beginning of Industry 4.0 and 15 years down the line, Industry 4.0 will be implemented or everywhere, I believe.
Hmm. Yes, you are very
That,
right in
that
saying.
is, see, if that is the case, then we require two type of workforce. One, those who are in research direction, very, very limited in number, and others will be getting certain signal to switch on a particular thing or switch off a particular thing or to record the data. Even those things will also be automatically recorded.
Hmm.
If we talk about in terms of temperature, in terms of pressure of anything, are we require any formal engineering education 15 years down the line and into what the guys will be doing? I'm thinking just what will happen.
I'll tell you, Dr. Mahapatar, you're very right in saying engineering education is having a paradigm shift now.
Yes.
If maybe I don't know your age, I'm 60 years old. I've seen this journey.
Ah.
So in the beginning, there was a lot of isolation there.
Hello.
Mechanical engineer people, nothing to do with the computer, electronics, nothing to do with them.
Uh,
But now what is happening is over the years,
कहाँ पे
this is emerging.
यहाँ आ गए मैडम
Everyone has to know this. Let's say you gave the example of Chat GPT.
5-10 मिनट में आऊँगा
Now, if you look at the
हाँ बस
industry,
बता
most of them they use this Chat GPT for some purpose or the other. But in case I feel this Chat GPT is not making my student learn, I stop teaching him, giving access of a Chat GPT. Then I am isolating him from the industry there, because obviously once he goes to the industry, he has to know the intricacies of the Chat GPT or others tools which are available there. Because maybe you took up an example of a Chat GPT, there are hundreds of tools like this which are available, and now it is becoming a tool-based engineering there. This is what maybe not today. You're very right in saying if we remain in this particular era, then we'll see this paradigm shift as far as the engineering is concerned.
Yes. Yes.